Do you love the look of film photos, but you only shoot digitally and you're not really sure how to color grade in a way where you can make your digital photos look like film photos? Well, I'm here to help you. I'm gonna show you some tricks in Lightroom so you can get your digital photo that might look like this to look like this. Yay! Let's jump into Lightroom. Okay, so I just opened Lightroom and I've chosen this photo that I got at a recent shoot that I was doing. This is actually what the original photo looked like. I was working with a flash and you can kind of see that both my subjects are really blown out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is come into the lighting panel and bring down the exposure a little. This will kind of bring back in some of that definition. And then I'm just gonna go in and play with these lighting settings here. So the highlights, what you can see is it really brings back some of that definition into Savannah's face here. All right, I feel good about that. Let's move on to color. So I do really love using the color panel here. What I'll typically do is mess with the temperature a little. I typically go for a more warmer feel. Tint I don't really mess with, but vibrance I'm definitely going to bring vibrance and saturation up. Now we're gonna skip color mixture, but I'm gonna go straight into color grading. What this is gonna do is kind of give me that film look that I'm looking for. So for the midtones, you can see kind of that coloring that it's adding. So typically for film photos, you're gonna see more of like a greenish, bluish hue. So I think I kind of like that.
And I might bring it down. Gonna move on to shadows. See where I wanna bring out some other colors. Maybe add in some orange, red in the shadows. And then for the highlights, I think for the highlights I want to keep it kind of purplish blue. I think that looks good. I'm actually going to go up and bring those highlights down a little more. And then the exposure down. Awesome.
Now down to effects. I really love to bring up the grain, especially when we're trying to replicate film photos. I also bring in a little vignette, dehaze, just to kind of mess with that exposure a little more. And then typically we don't have a lot of clarity and texture with film photos, so I'll bring those down as well. That's kind of the final photo, the final result of what you can do in Lightroom. It's really down to these three panels, the light, the color grading, and the effects, I would say. So get in there, mess around with some of your photos and see what you can do. I hope this tutorial helped, and I'll see you guys next time. Yay!